Hello, my name is Karis. I'll be performing a monologue from Little Women written by Louisa May Alcott. Joe was the first to wake in the gray dawn of the Christmas morning. No stockings hung at the fireplace, and for a moment she felt as much disappointment as she did long ago when her little sock fell down because it was crammed so full of goodies. The rooms were bare, and the winter sunlight crept in to touch the bright heads and serious faces with a Christmas greeting. "Where's Mother?" said Meg, as she and Joe ran down half an hour later to wish her a Merry Christmas.
"Goodness only knows. A poor creature came a-bearing, and your ma went straight off to see what was needed. There never was such a woman, giving away victuals and drink, clothes and furrin," replied Hannah, who had lived with the family since Meg was a small child, and was considered by them all more as a friend than a servant. "Never mind. She will be back soon, I think. So fry your cakes and make sure everything's ready," said Meg, as she looked through a basket of presents, which were collected under a sofa, ready to be produced at the proper time. "Why, where's Amy's bottle of cologne?" "She took it out a minute ago, to put a ribbon on it, or some such notion," replied Joe, dancing about the room to take the first stiffness off the army slippers. "How nice my handkerchiefs look. I marked them up all myself," said Beth. "Bless the child. She's gone and put Mother on them instead of Aunt March. How funny." "Never mind, dear. It's a very sweet idea. She'll like it very much," said Meg with a smile for Beth and a frown for Joe. "Quick, Mother's here. Put the basket under the sofa," yelled Joe as the door slammed and footsteps sounded in the hall. Another bang of the street door sent the basket under the sofa and the girls to the table, eager for breakfast. "Merry Christmas, Marmee, many of them." "Merry Christmas, little daughters. But before we say one word, I want to ask you something. Not far from here lies a poor woman with a newborn baby. 6 children are huddled under an old quilt to keep from freezing. My daughters, will you give them your breakfast as a Christmas present?" For a moment no one spoke, for they had waited nearly an hour to eat and were all unusually hungry. But only a moment, for Joe said impetuously, "I'm so glad you came before we began. "May I help bring the little things to the children?" said Beth. "I'll bring the cake and the muffins," said Amy, heroically giving up the article she most liked. "I knew you would," said Miss March, smiling. "We shall all go. When we get back, we will have bread and milk for breakfast, and make it up at dinner time." They were soon ready, and the little procession set out. Poor, bare, miserable room it was. Broken windows, a sick mother, wailing baby, 6 children, and an old bed. How the big eyes stared and the blue lips smiled as the girls came in. "Ach, mein Gott, it is good angels come to us," said the woman, crying for joy. "Funny angels in hoods and mittens," said Joe, and set them all to laughing. Hannah made a fire, and the girls set the table and fed them like so many hungry little birds. "Das ist good, die angel kinder," said the children. The girls had never been called angel children before, and thought it very agreeable, especially Joe, who was considered Sancho ever since she was born. It was a good breakfast, though the girls didn't get any of it, and when they left, leaving comfort behind, there weren't in the city 4 merrier people than the 4 little girls who gave away their breakfasts and contented themselves on bread and milk for Christmas morning. That's loving our neighbors better than ourselves, and I like it," said Meg, as they were downstairs collecting presents, while their mother was upstairs collecting clothes for the poor Hummels. "She's here. Strike it up, Amy. Open the door, Beth." Beth striked up her gayest march. Amy flew open the door, and Meg led dignity with honor. Miss March was both surprised and touched, and opened all the presents and read the little notes that accompanied them. The slippers from Joe went on at once. A rose was fastened to her bosom, and the handkerchief was put into her pocket, well scented with Amy's cologne. There was a good deal of laughing and explaining, in the simple, loving fashion that makes these home festivals so pleasant at the time, and so sweet to remember long afterward.